guys, it's Tez. Welcome to TezMania TV, and today I'm going to be doing a more serious talk video. I know I just recently did one of those, but I am getting so annoyed and worried about a bunch of messages that I've been getting about owning rats. So I want to make a video like making these things clear because I keep getting the same questions and it's really upsetting. So some of these work for pets in general, but since I currently have rats, I'm going to be focusing on rats. But please listen to these things even if you're considering getting other pets as well. Okay, first off, you're interested in getting a new family member in the form of a pet. That's great. Have you done your research? This is really important. I can't tell you how many times I get messages from people who were just given a pet as a surprise from somebody. I know it's meant to be sweet, but that is so irresponsible. Taking care of a living, breathing creature is such a big responsibility, and a financial responsibility, because it costs money to pay for a living creature, to keep it fed, keep it like warm and safe and have a home, and vet costs and everything like that. Don't just give a pet to somebody. If you want to get a pet for yourself, do all the research. Don't get a pet for anyone else. If you're a parent and you want to get a pet for your kids and your kids are under 18, you are responsible for those pets. Your kids aren't legally responsible, you are. So it's up to you to make sure that the pet is properly cared for, and you take it to the vet when it gets sick and everything like that. If you're over 18, then you are directly responsible for this. So I'm gonna sound maybe really angry and concerned throughout this entire video. I'm not going to be pointing any names or anything like that, but please, this is so important. So if you feel like she's being so rude, I'm the one who asked this and I feel she's being rude to me, I'm not being rude to you. I'm just asking you to do your research because this is really important, and it's great that you turn to somebody who has rats, me, and asked me. Yes, definitely, but you should have asked me before you got the rat. So irresponsible. Okay, I might be a little ranty in this video. You'll just have to deal with it. First of all, no matter what animal you're getting, maybe fish can be accepted from this rule, but other animals, do not go to a pet store and buy them. Animals are not meant to be bought off the counter or from a shelf like they were freaking groceries, okay? They're not meant to be stacked like that in tiny stupid cages, forced to live with people like walking by poking at them until somebody buys them, or they're fed to snakes or whatever it is if somebody doesn't buy them. That's super cruel. What you have to do is do your research and find a breeder, okay? Find a breeder with a good reputation and healthy, happy, social animals. Do not go to a pet store. Pet stores, you can buy some of the supplies. Sure, that's fine. Don't buy animals from shops. That's just, I'm so disgusted with the whole idea of pet shops that, yeah. Also, pet shops rarely know everything they need to know about each and every animal they have. For rats, there are a lot of things that you can do wrong that can fuck up your animals completely if you do it wrong, and the pet shops aren't always there to correct you. For instance, here in Sweden, it is illegal to only buy one single rat. I get so many comments whenever I post something about rats from people saying, "Oh my god, they're so cute, I want one." No, 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 no. You're never, ever, never, ever meant to buy only one rat. Rats are extremely social animals. They need to be in a group with at least one more rat, but preferably more. The only exception for that is if you have an extremely antisocial, aggressive rat that doesn't work with others, and you can find a way to incorporate that rat into your life and in some sort of way. But if it works with other animals, it is your obligation to make sure that it has somebody to live with, that it's not forced to live alone, because they can get sick from it. They can die of loneliness, of heartache. They can become aggressive. They can be scared their entire lives. There's nothing good from keeping a rat on their own. And like I said, in Sweden it's even illegal, okay? Most pets require a lot of space. Rats are no exception from that rule. We have a big ass freaking cage at home, and we have 3 more big ass cages spread out all over the country because we take the rats with us when we travel, and we can't keep them in some small secluded little space just because we're traveling. That's animal cruelty, okay? And we have a playpen for them to come out and play with, and they feel safe and they love us and they're sweet and they're awesome. and they came from a great breeder. That is so important. And when they get sick, we take them to the vet right away and we pay for everything that is required. We've spent so many, like thousands of dollars or Swedish krona or whatever on surgery, on medicine, on just everything that they have needed, okay? Because rats, they get sick. They get sick a lot. You have to think about these things before you even decide to buy an animal. And this obviously doesn't only apply to rats. Some people have asked me how to make a scared rat more social. Some people have gone against everything I just said and bought a solo rat even though you're not supposed to do that, and been like, it's so scared, it doesn't want to come out. Why doesn't it want to come out? Well, because it's depressed and sad and scared, because it's taken from its family and forced to live all alone, okay? If you have more than one, it's easier to get them social. Several people have realized this mistake after only buying one and being like, oh shit, I have to introduce a friend to it. How do I do that? Again, do your research. Oh my god, it's not that hard. Introduce a rat to a complete stranger rat and make them live together in peace is a long, tedious, time-consuming process most of the time. If you're lucky, your rats will bond instantly and wander off happily together into eternity, but that rarely happens. What you have to do is keep them in separate cages at first. When they meet, they can only meet on neutral grounds. Neither of their smells can be dominant in that neutral ground. Say your bed or anything where neither of them have been before. That way they can smell each other and none of them will be automatically dominant over the other one. You also have to switch them between the cages. So take rat number 1 from its cage, take rat number 2 from its cage, and switch them around so that they can get used to the smell of the other one. You also need to keep the cages like this close to each other so they can smell each other, but not close enough so that they can touch each other, because they can fucking kill each other if you're unlucky. So important, and they will have to keep meeting in a neutral place until they have bonded. And then you have to decide which one of the cages they're both going to be living in together, and then you have to completely neutralize that from all smells. Change the interior completely so that it is a new cage for both of them when they move in together. Otherwise, the rat who used to live in that cage is going to be dominant and can become extremely aggressive towards the other one, and it can end really badly. Another question I get all the time, that I just mentioned a little bit as well, is how do I get my rat to be social? It seems so scared of me. Well, this is a process as well. You have to show your rat that it can trust you. You can't just like pick it up and you'll automatically be best friends forever. That's not how it works. Our boys were 7 weeks when we got them, so they were babies, and they were extremely social from day one, just climbing all over us. Adorable, because they came from such a great breeder. But if you are unlucky enough to get rats that are scared of you, then that is a process as well. You have to make them get used to your smell. One of the ways you can do that is like keep them in your hoodie, inside your hoodie, like in a pocket or just towards your chest here, or in the hood of your hoodie, so that they can smell you, feel your warmth, and realize that this is safe. You can walk around with them at home like this. You can also like wear some raggedy old t-shirt for a bunch of days and then put that in with them in their cage so that they get used to your smell. You can also put some nummy treats in your hand and put your hand into the cage, open it up, and let them come to you. Never force them. Force will never work with rats, ever. So let them come to you, let them take the snacks. Once they realize that you're the person who gets them snacks and that you're nice, they should become more social. But then again, some rats aren't super social. Some will remain scared for the rest of their lives. You cannot force this behavior to change. They're individuals just like we are. If you are considering getting rats, you've done your research, you have a buffer, you have money in case they get sick, and you have the money to pay for everything that they need, then go ahead and go to the breeder and find out when there's going to be a new litter and when you can pick out some individuals. And some means more than one, okay? If you just get one, you're cruel to your animal. If you want an animal that can live alone, get a hamster. They're happy to live alone. This goes for whatever animal you buy. You need to have money saved up to be able to pay for unforeseen events and illnesses and stuff like that. Are you going to be traveling a lot? Are you going to be able to take your animal with you? When you take it with you, is it going to be housed in a safe way? Is it going to be happy and content where it's housed? Are you going to have the time to spend all of those hours socializing with your animal every single day? Is there room in your life for socializing with an animal, feeding it every day. Sometimes you have to clean it or trim the fur if it's a dog, for instance. Do you have time to clean up its house several times every week, or change a litter box if you have a cat, for instance? Animals are time consuming. You basically have to think that you're getting a kid. It's pretty much the same, except that it's an animal instead of a human. So if you're a kid and your parents are being super harsh on you whenever you ask them to get a pet, that's good. That means they realize it is a lot of responsibility. And if you're too young, I don't think you should have your own pets. If your parents can help you take care of that pet and be a big part in that pet's life, that's awesome. There are so many animals out there that are just bought and like, oh my god, it's so cute, and then it grows up and it gets no love, no time. It sits there in a dirty cage and in the corner all day and just dies of sadness. Please don't do this to animals. If you choose to keep a domesticated animal in your house, in your family, you have to look out for it just like you would if you had a child. It's your responsibility. That animal now relies on you fully to survive. It's so important to do your research. Go online. There are so many communities for all kinds of pets where you can read up on anything. I'm part of a community for rats here in Sweden, which is awesome. As soon as something happens with my rats that I haven't experienced before, and it's not to the point where I have to take it to the vet because it's sick, it could be anything. Anything where I just want to ask somebody what this might be because of, I'll go to that community and ask somebody, and I can guarantee you that there's somebody else who has had that same experience and can tell you how they proceeded and what the outcome was for them. Surround yourself with a network of people who know what they're doing, and just don't buy a living creature on a whim. That's not good. And don't buy them as presents unless you plan on being there to take care of them. Alright? Sorry if I was ranty and angry in this video, but then again, I'm not sorry because I'm an animal protector and I hope you guys want to be as well. And don't be scared to ask me questions about rats or animals because I'm angry in this video. It's good that you're asking somebody, okay? But just try to do the research before you get to the point or like, I should not maybe have done that. I don't know how to proceed. Try to do research first, and if you end up in a situation where you don't know what to do, then yes, it's totally fine to ask me or anyone else. If your animal is sick, you call the vet instantly. And if you have a small animal like a rat, the best thing is to find a vet that specializes in smaller animals, because rats, they're not dogs, and they have different illnesses and need different kinds of surgeries and everything like that. So any old veterinarian can't always take care of rats in the right way. That's very important to consider as well. Alright guys, that's it for this video. I hope you love animals as much as I do and want them to have our respect. We share this earth together, people. Alright, I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!